Hey guys. All right, looks like we're live. I made it just in time on my clock at least. I don't know, I could be a minute late. Good morning. Okay, so first of all, Hung Lee, I tried to put in your username on your page. I have to have your username or email. So do me a favor. I couldn't get you as a moderator. I tried. You have like a real long string. Normally people have youtube.com/, whatever it is. Let's say Eric Perez is slash Perez15MX. But yours is a real long string. I don't know what's going on, but it won't let me make you a moderator right now. So I'm sorry. So private message me this week and give me your email address, and I can put that in instead. So just send me that. That'll work. All right. I have Kelly and Brendan's 11 and Hawker as my moderators. Welcome everybody to the show. We have so much to talk about, but I just wanted, I promised Hung Lee that I would allow you to be a moderator. So I will work on that again next week. Also, my numbers. You guys, a lot of you are waiting on my numbers. I took my blood work this week. Many of you know I stopped eating red meat back in October, and I stopped eating pork. I will tell you this, I don't have the numbers yet, but since you're my live audience and you get to learn everything before it happens, before I announce it to everybody else, since you put out the effort to join me, I will tell you that the numbers, my triglycerides were better, everything else was worse. No lie. I did not change any eating habits. I ate at the same restaurants. I did exactly the same from October to February that I've always done. Because you usually go to restaurants and eat the same meals. You know, you order the same dish because you like it. So I did nothing different that would raise my cholesterol or raise my diabetes numbers. They're not a lot worse, but they're not as good as they were back in October. And I've implemented walking with my wife and everything during this period. And no lie, they were worse than when I was eating red meat and pork. I did not substitute anything other than chicken and fish for my meat and for red meat and pork. So I kept everything. That's why I didn't try anything else. I didn't try and stay away from desserts, which I don't do desserts anyway. So surprisingly, the numbers are worse. I will be putting those up next Sunday on the live show. I'll also be posting it all over on my social media sites. I'll be posting it on the cooking show. I'll talk about it, and probably on Jack on the Go too. But I'm a little blown away that my numbers are worse after getting rid of red meat and pork. Try to do the most consistent test that I could. 4 months of abstaining from it. So the good news is I'm buying a smoker. No lie. So this summer, be looking for a brand new smoker in my backyard. I'm going to do a lot of different things. We're going to smoke vegetables, and we're going to smoke meats, and we're gonna if it can be smoked, we're smoking it. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Jack Scalfani here. If you're new to the live show, we talk about everything on this show. Mainly, it's based around food. Mainly. But we talk video games. We'll talk some sports. We'll talk, whatever you want to talk about. I also do Q&A. So, I'll talk a little bit, and then I'll look down here for your questions. So, I hope you're all doing good. Super Bowl's over. I'm not going to waste any time on the Super Bowl talk. So, it is what it is. It's exactly, you guys remember what I said last week before Super Bowl? Remember what I said? I'd rather have a good defense than a good offense, because a defense can stop the other team from scoring and can score. And the Super Bowl proved my point. So, anyway, congratulations to all you Seattle fans. You deserve it. You've never had one, and now you got one. So you have all the way till August to celebrate, and then we do it all over again. So be ready. What else? Oh, okay. So let's get into the headlines. The headlines are this. Subway. A lot of you know I've been ranting and raving about, well, not really raving, more ranting, about Subway putting in a chemical in their food, in their bread especially. It's right in their bread, and it was released by a website called foodbabe.com, and it's some lady that started a petition. She got 72,000 signatures right now. It's incredible. It was such a reaction that Subway had to respond to it. So let me pull that up real quick. I want to tell you what the chemical is. So, and I got this off USA Today, reputable. It's called azodiacarbonamide. Azodiacarbonamide. And that's the same stuff they use in yoga mats, as everybody's been talking about, and in the rubber in tennis shoes or dress shoes, the rubber soles and stuff. It's an elasticity chemical. So here's the deal, and I always pray that Subway's watching when we do this show, because I'm going to tell you right now, the UK, Australia, and other countries do not have this chemical in their bread. Yeah, no lie, they do not have this chemical in their bread. So here's my question: why does America have it in their bread? Why? Because the other countries have outlawed it, and Subway's been able to make bread without a rubberized elasticity chemical in their bread. And they're still doing business in those countries. So it's possible. But Subway decided to keep this chemical in American bread. Okay? So it all comes down to greed, by the way. It's always related to money. So I'm guessing that this elasticity chemical makes the bread last longer or stronger or whatever. I don't even know. But I'll guarantee you Subway has it in there because it helps them cost-wise. Maybe they use less dough and more elasticity. But Subway is the one place that everybody goes to eat healthy. And all this time we've been cramming a chemical in our mouth that they use in yoga mats. I mean, seriously? That is just gross. So, not only gross, it just needs to stop. And here's the beautiful part, okay? Here's the beautiful part. They say they're making a change. They never say by when. They never give us any details. Yes, we are making a change to the bread. Well, you're still selling the chemical. So immediately my family put the brakes on. We notified everybody we know. I've posted on social media that we won't return until it's fixed. I'm more upset that they put it in American food and not in the international ones. I'm also upset at the FDA, which is the biggest group of criminals you could ever put together. I mean, the mob's jealous of the FDA. That's how criminal the FDA is. They literally allow this chemical in there. Knowing that other countries don't allow it, the FDA is okay with it. Sure, put a yoga mat in your bread. I don't care. So I'm really upset about that. That's the headline of this week. But really quick, let me go to your page here, because I got another headline that was just sent to me about another recall. It's incredible. So let's see what you guys are saying here. Is it in Canada too? I do not know. Here's how you can check. You can go to my Facebook page. I don't know if can I put the link here? Hold on, let me see if I can put the link here. I don't think they're gonna let me post a link. So it's on USA Today. Find out what the chemical is. Can I put it? No, I cannot put it. Thank you, YouTube. Whatever. I guess the live show can't put links. If you're worried about your country having it in your bread, go to usatoday.com. Search for Subway chemical. Okay? Look at the name of the chemical, azodiacarbonamide, and then go to your local Subway. They have those pamphlets with all the nutritionals, and look at what's in everything. Okay? And it'll be listed right there. So that is USA Today, and just look it up. I do not know what other countries right now are dealing with that issue. It's really bad. So I'm just laying it out there, guys. You can eat there if you want. I'm not eating there until it's fixed. I mean, even the place you think is safe, fresh vegetables and everything, has chemicals. Great. I'm also getting word that McDonald's and other fast food places, see, this Chris, I totally respect your decision. Chris 200998 says, I don't care what they put in the bread, it's still healthier than McDonald's. Okay, well, cocaine is probably healthier than doing the crack form of it. So I mean, are you just gonna do drugs still? I mean, it's crazy. So if you think because it's healthier than McDonald's, it's still bad for you, but you have at it. I totally respect you. I'm not knocking you at all. But I want you to realize that just because there's worse out there, I mean, sticking a knife in your eye is worse than eating bread at Subway. But I'm gonna refrain from it. Um, there's a lot more food issues coming up. Hang on. There's no evidence to suggest eating certain kinds of protein causes bad blood tests. Carbs are your enemy. Try Atkins for a month. I guarantee you see results. That's Nate Dogg. And by the way, love your username. I'm a big Nate Dogg fan, so more love to you, man. All right, so yeah, there isn't. What I wanted to find out was there were some doctors that said that refraining from meat would help your diabetes, and it made it worse. I mean, I went to just chicken and fish. If I cut that out, I don't even know what would happen to my numbers. So I'm working on a new test, so I won't announce that test yet. Let's finish this test. Let's give you the results next week, and then I'll announce what I'm doing next. Okay, but it's very close to what you said, Nate. So that's about it. Let's see. Read that book too. If you guys want more food information, there's a great documentary called Food Inc. I think everybody's seen it by now. It's pretty horrifying, but anyway, so I wanted to share that. Now, let's go to headline number 2. Where is it? Here it is. USA Today, again, reports. California company recalls 8.7 million pounds of meat. Okay? This is a processing plant that decided to process 8.7 million pounds of meat before getting it inspected. Without the federal inspection, they just processed it and shipped it out instead of waiting for the Department of Agriculture to do their inspection. They just took it upon themselves. They're like, we're just going to send it out. And it was all sick meat and diseased and unsound animals. And they had no federal, they just chose to do this. This is in Rancho, California. Good going, California. So it went out to Florida, Illinois, Texas, California, and where else? California, Florida, Illinois, and Texas. So far, that's what we know. All right. So now let me give you some advice. I've made a little change in my life regarding all this. It's I've had it up to here. What's happening is in the world, there's such a demand for meat. There's such a demand for this that we've been injecting drugs in our animals and making them grow faster, and we've been grinding up the nasty parts that we shouldn't even be ingesting and calling it something else. So bottom line is this: I have switched. All my meat buying is now going through a store chain called Sprouts. I know most of you don't have a store called Sprouts, but Sprouts is like Whole Foods. It's like Trader Joe's. It's like Gelson's, and there's a lot of stores like this now that are healthy from wall to wall. No chemicals, no nothing, no preservatives that aren't natural. Any of that stuff, if it's in your food, they will not take it into the store. So I know from Sprouts, from wall to wall, it's safe. Okay, so I'm doing my produce right now, my meat there. And then, cleaning products, I go to Walmart and all that stuff. But just to let you know, that's what I'm doing right now. They get all their stuff from local ranches that their people inspect and are constantly monitoring. And all their stuff is chemical-free and free-range and grass-fed and all that. So I did a test. I wanted to know how much more expensive it was. So I went and bought short ribs. And and short rib meat is like way expensive right now. If you don't know what short rib meat is, it's like a long bone that's got a thick section of meat. It's got real marbly with fat in it. It's a delicious meat. They usually cut it up into sections. So you get a bone and then a big chunk of meat, and it's called short ribs. And they're really pricey right now. For like 5 of them, it's like $12. So I went to Sprouts and I bought 3 packages because I'm making teriyaki short ribs for Jack Jr. Poor guy's had no beef since I've been off beef. So I promised him when I got back to beef, we would go to Sprouts, we'd buy the healthy beef, and we'd make this. So then I go over to Stater Brothers and Ralph's, and I look at their short ribs, this kind that's been shot up and injected and wherever they're getting their meat, probably from Rancho. It was more expensive at the store, my regular stores, than it was at this store. No lie. It was $13 a package. It was only by a few pennies. But I've checked everything Sausages, chicken sausages over at Sprouts are $2.99 a pound. Same at the supermarket. It's what's great is Sprouts now. Whole Foods is wicked expensive. Gelson's is wicked expensive. I mean, what do you expect? They serve you wine when you walk around the store. I mean, I don't recommend, blowing your whole, pulling a mortgage out on your house to eat. So, but Sprouts, if you have one near you, check it out. Compare prices. Find a healthy store. Go to the regular store. Look at everything. Do your homework. It's getting worse out there, and thankfully, I don't know anybody that's been harmed by any of this stuff, but we don't have a choice now. Things are getting worse. The companies are getting greedier, and and the FDA is just not doing their job. And if you watch like Food Inc., it'll tell you the FDA is ran by old executives that used to run the food companies. So they're buddies with the food companies. So they're gonna let stuff pass. It's all about money. It's not about health. It's not about any of that stuff. It's all about the green. So, and I don't mean lettuce. All right, let's go to the comments right now. I buy my beef from the local, this is Tonics Tech, from the local farmer's market. One farmer offered to let me tour his field. Expensive, but it's better than buying factory beef. Sprouts produce is better and cheaper as well. Okay, not cheaper, less expensive. Sorry, I had to say that. This is really cool meat shop near me that has food like bison and deer. And by the way, thanks Brendan's 11 for that. Bison is becoming very popular. Look, what's going to happen is we're going to start, because we're running out of meat. It's going to become an issue in the future for our kids. But, and there's something I'll tell you about later that Alton Brown is working on. It's really interesting. I don't know if I'm up for it or not. But, we're looking into other forms of meat. And more bison is being sold now than ever. So are all the burgers you're eating on Jack in the Goat turkey? No, Tim. The only beef that I had during my abstaining from red meat and pork was filming Jack in the Go. We couldn't stop production, but I had half a patty, and that was it. And then on Pizza and Taco Wars and Chicken Wing Wars, I didn't have to worry about it because we were doing barbecue chicken pizza. But the half a patty was all I had, and we filmed we haven't done a lot of Burger Wars, as you know, so we had very little beef in the shoots. But anyway, watch Jamie Oliver's Food Revolution on America. Oh my gosh, yeah, Kelly, it's pretty embarrassing. I don't know. Let's see. She's in her apron. It says tastes so much better and leaner. Jack, if you were a zombie apoc and you had food, would you cook them like you do or just rush it? I don't know what that means. I'm not a zombie, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about answering that. We buy grass-fed cows every year. I'm going backwards. And clean local butcher shop. Yeah, talk to your butcher shops too. Butcher shops are usually more expensive because that's all they do. They're like, Jack, how about the pink slime that they put into hamburger meat? Yeah, that's been a huge topic. Once again, Jamie Oliver cracked that nut, and everybody, as far as I know, the pink slime has changed, but I don't eat at McDonald's anymore. I mean, I haven't eaten there in years. I go there for coffee, and that's it. I go there for coffee. Oh, I may get like a McMuffin with no meat on it. I was holding the sausage, but I may get a McMuffin in the morning with my coffee. But that's about it, and that's just egg and cheese. And it's a real egg, I promise. Who knows? Maybe it isn't. This is why I eat at home and not fast food. I also have more fresh veggies and fruit that I get at my farmer's market. I hardly eat meat now. Okay, so farmer's markets are amazing. The prices are way better than supermarkets, but still be careful and do your homework, because when I was at the marketplace selling my sauce, one of the 3 produce people lied about using pesticides, and they were using pesticides on all their stuff, and they got popped. So make sure you do your homework on who you're working with, and if you can get a tour of the place, check it out. That'd be really cool. Kelly, the FDA, this is Greg talking. The FDA, it's a government agency just as crooked as the rest. Absolutely. If it has to do with the government here in America, it's crooked. It's money driven. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but it's just blatantly obvious that everything's about money around here. Love your videos, Jack. Original Boss HD. Ooh, Original Boss is in high definition. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I am type 2, Jack. If you eat full round meals, it works. Yes, I just wanted to... The reason why I stopped the meat and the pork was to disprove these doctors. It didn't even help my diabetes at all. It made it worse. So, not much worse. Like I say, it was a few points higher. But, so I'm working on something else, and I'll let you know what that is. But right now, I'm trying to help my family not getting any chemicals in their meats. It's getting really bad. So, there we go. We've kind of hammered that topic. Watch Kitchen Nightmares, and you'll think about what you eat. The bottom line is this. There's another thing called the Daniel Plan, which is a pretty hot topic, eating plan. It's faith-based, but it's about food also, and doing it with your friends, not just doing it by yourself. And they say, just don't eat any packaged food. Seriously. Take the time to, like, Hamburger Helper. You add meat. It's already got the pasta and the seasoning. A lot of you told my wife, don't use the guacamole mix packets. You're right. We should have just thrown a few seasonings in. So I talked with her about that, and next time we'll put a little cumin in, a little salt, a little pepper, maybe a little, whatever. Pre-packaged stuff has lots of chemicals to keep the shelf life longer. That's the number one reason. So, let's see. McDonald's puts a chemical in fries that is in silly putty. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you this. When I was a kid at McDonald's, I don't even know if it's still like that. McDonald's used to put sugar, or brown sugar, I think it was. Was it brown sugar or sugar? They would add sugar to the French fries, and then they would flash freeze them and ship them out. No lie. So, did they put some crap in the bread in Subway? Yeah, we were discussing the elasticity of Subway bread. It's an elasticity chemical. So, there you go. Check your country. On my show page, Facebook or G+, either one of my show pages, if your country has this chemical, I want to know. So, take a look at your Subway and let me know. Say, hey, I live in Hungary, and, we have a Subway, and I checked, and it's there. So, we can keep a running list. I'll keep it posted, and we'll just watch out for each other. So, if you hear any headlines, send it my way. All right, let's move on here. And by the way, after the show, I will go through all your comments, and I will see every comment. I promise you. I don't, nothing's worse than not having so if I don't reply to it now on the show, I'll reply to it, or I'll write you, or whatever, or I'll read it all. So, I just, wow, time's flying. Okay, here's the new channel that I've been talking about, allowing my viewers to send me their cooking videos, and then I would introduce the video, and I would talk about the video, and then we would see them do their dish. I'm excited still about it. It's been 2 weeks now. Usually a good idea, if you're still excited after 2 weeks, you should try to do it. So I'm leaning towards doing it. You guys have been really cool. Some of you said cooking with friends. Some of you said the channel should be called Food Jacks. If you don't know what Food Jacks are, it's what I call you guys, people who love food as much as I do. So you're Food Jacks. And some people said cooking with friends, Food Jacks. Oh, and somebody came up with one called Cooking with Jack 2, but it's like comma TOO, like you're also cooking with me. So I thought, whatever one you guys like, let me know. I'm going to try and, put it out there. Cooking with friends. Let's do, whoops, or it can be Food Jacks. I'm putting it in the comment section so you guys have those names. Food Jacks. Or it can, the other one is Cooking with Jack 2. Whoops. So let me know which one of those you like. We're kind of narrowing it down. It's not so important about the title, but I don't want it to be lame. So I want it to make sense. And you guys are awesome. And I can't wait to show off your guys' talents. This isn't for people who have a cooking channel. You have a cooking channel? Hey, we can collaborate. I'll talk about it. I don't care. But when you come on to my new channel, not only will you be able to cook, but if you have a food blog you want to promote or a web page, the way that you benefit is, one, you get to share your cooking video with my audience, and 2, you get to promote whatever you want. So, you know, if you have a business or something, hey, this is Joe from, you know, bigbikes.com, and I'm cooking with Jack too. It's kind of cool. I think I like that one. So anyway, the new channel still coming along. I'm thinking like, I don't know, April or May if this is a go, we'll move into the next stage where you guys will fill out a form and submit your recipe. And then if I approve the recipe, and the only reason why I'm doing an approval process is to make sure that good quality recipes get on the channel, and you're just not showing me a Doritos, you know, banana peanut butter sandwich, something like that. So there'll be a form, simple. You put in your information and your email, and then you give me your recipe, and I'll look at it, and I'll say, yeah, go ahead, film it. And you're definitely an okay, and I'll print it out, and I'll stamp approved, and then I'll wait for you to send me the video. You can send it through Dropbox or Google Drive or in the mail on a jump drive. I don't even care. I'll give you my office address. Does not matter. All right, moving on. I have just uploaded recently my Valentine's video, you guys, and it's the sweetheart steak where I put the 2 ribeyes together, and it kind of look like a heart, and then you cook it, it looks like lungs, but and I put an arrow through them. If you haven't seen the video, it's pretty cool. It's called Sweetheart Steak. It was delicious. I didn't cut into it, and I'm sorry, but it was for me and my wife that evening, and I didn't want her coming home to a half-eaten steak or a cut-into steak. I wanted her to see it the way it was. It was beautiful. It was cooked to a medium, where it's like a very, very, very light pink all the way through the meat. No red section. It was all light pink, almost a medium well. So yeah, I cooked it medium. It was 10 minutes in the oven. Check out the video. It was so easy to do. It tasted amazing. I let Jack taste the juice, the sauce that I made, and he was just like blown away. So it was very simple to make. Check that out. Valentine's is coming up. Make something. Make it by hand. Make a salad. Don't buy any prepackaged stuff. Impress the heck out of her. Or him. Whoever's cooking. All right. What else? Oh, and I didn't sear the steak as well as I wanted because I used the only pan I had that was big enough for that steak was your Greenick pan. And that's a non-stick. And the non-stick doesn't sear as well. So, you ready to see this? Let me see if I can bring this up for you guys. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. I'm bringing up a picture. I have new software on my broadcasting that I'm using right now, so bear with me. Add picture shot. Where is it? Desktop. So I'm frantically learning the software right in front of you. All right. All right. Does that work? Yeah. Can you hear me? Cool. I had to also select the audio. Okay, so here's the new pan I bought. As you guys know, I'm doing Rachel Ray stuff all year long. We're gonna see how it holds up. And I finally broke down and bought this. This is the cast iron Rachel Ray. So there you go. How exciting is that, huh? So from now on, when I need to sear meat, like in the summertime or whatever, we're making more meat dishes, and anytime really, I guess. I'll be using that pan. It's big. It's 12 inches. It's got the little pour spouts on each side. It's got the silicone handle. I'm liking her stuff a lot. I hate her tongs. Her tongs are horrible. All of her utensils clip on the side of the pot. I love that. Her tongs have no spring. They're just tongs. So like if you want to grab something wider than her tongs are like this wide. And they're all silicone. And I'm like, what? No, I just need silicone tips. Give me some spring. If I'm trying to pick a steak up and it's thicker than this, or ribs or something, I can't. I have to open the tong. Oh, it's lame. But her spoons are great. I love that. And you'll see the spoons a lot more. I just did a turkey necks video. Yep, that's right. Turkey necks and spaghetti sauce. So awesome. Felix, welcome back to the live show. Hey, he misses the live shows. Well, you're not missing this one. I made delicious eggs Benedict. Brendan's 11. I'm a big eggs Benedict fan. My mom, it was her favorite breakfast meal. I have to tell you, I've been trying. I filmed a Lazy Man's, the blender hollandaise sauce. There's a blender hollandaise sauce, and it came out like crap. I couldn't even show the video. I had to throw it out. It tasted nasty. Almost as bad as my pickle video. which I did show, and which looked horrible. So I have trouble with this, with the hollandaise sauce. I don't want to pull out the double boiler and to make hollandaise sauce. I don't want to spend. And the thing with hollandaise sauce is you got to use it right away. It just, you keep it warm, but it will break down, and you can't save it. It's such a weird sauce. I shouldn't even be attempting it, but I'm gonna nail it someday. So be ready. Just be ready, because it's a great sauce, and it goes over the eggs, and then you got eggs Benedict. All right. So let's see here. Are you going to answer the question? Which question? Did I miss your question? I'm sorry. Oh, bearable. Cooking with Jack 2. Okay. I think I missed this question. What's your favorite meal? There it is. What's your favorite meal that you've ever made? I have to say my mom's teriyaki short ribs. In fact, I started a Mom is Great series, and in the second video, I think it was Pasta Vazul, she passed away, and I knew she was not doing well. So that's what made me launch the series, because my mom is great. So, but her teriyaki short ribs as a meal, that's one of my favorite dishes. It's so simple. Go look at the teriyaki short ribs in my Mom is Great playlist, and it's just a home run. Jack loves that. It's not even using my teriyaki sauce. It's my mom's marinade, and I teach you how to make it, and that's it. So go check out that video. It's really, really cool. My favorite video of all time is my rice pudding. If you're not a big sugar person, you may not like this dish, but or you can cut the sugar in half and it will still work. You can put as much sugar as you want in it. I just went by my mom's recipe, and back in the 40s and 50s, they weren't so worried about sugar like we are. So funny, and they still live to be 80s and 90s and all that. So anyway, what else? What's up? Let's see. Okay, so we got Food Jack. So you guys are chiming in on which one you like. Cooking with Jack 2. All right, what else? I saw Subway and I thought it would be cool. I have no idea why I'm watching this. Oh, Hard Deep, you don't have to watch, dude. If you don't watch this, it's okay. I won't be hurt. Hey, how's Joe doing? I remember him posting about losing his job. Yeah, Joe and I are getting together again this week to film Burger Wars. We're going to L.A. And the guy, yeah, he's still out of work, but has the most amazing spirit. Unbelievable. Because every time I talk to him, he sounds great. And I'd be like going crazy. So, yeah, he's still looking for work, just in case you were, to answer Tim's question. All right, so let's see here. Where are my moderators? We're just going to take care of that. There we go. In case you guys have already taken care of it, I may not know that. There we go. All right, so let's get back to my list, because I only got a few more minutes and then I got to go. I have to clean the house. It's a total mess. Tipping, which one? I have to give up talking about certain topics. Let's do one last topic. Tipping and service fees. I read an article about, now I don't know if you guys, if you tip, how much you tip at a restaurant, where you tip, it doesn't even matter. I tip usually when I'm served, when somebody serves me. If I go to a buffet and I serve myself and they just bring me the drinks, I might leave $1. But, if I'm doing all the work to get my food, I'll tip myself. There are some restaurants that I read that are getting rid of, I have a coffee here, I'm not even drinking it. Sorry. There are some restaurants that are getting rid of tipping. They're saying, don't tip our people, right? But they're putting a service charge in. Really? A service charge? Because I know what's happening. Because you have crummy servers. They're not getting any tips because they don't know how to do their job. But you're going to force a tip out of me and give it to the server. So number one, would you ever go to a place that said, please do not tip our servers, and then they tack on a server service charge, which is really the same thing. You're just yanking it out of my wallet without my approval. The other thing is, in California, you get minimum wage and you get tips. There are some states that pay as low as $2.13. Seriously, they can pay under minimum wage, so like $2.13 an hour, and you keep your tips. But here in California, I think they tax you 8%. I don't know. But the bottom line is this. I mean, I don't approve that either. Nobody can, work in $2.13 an hour and then your tips. I'd rather have the guaranteed money. Because you get some people that just never tip. Just because they're, they just don't want to. And I'm not going to say whether they're nice or not nice or anything. That's not what it's about. Tipping is a choice. And, and I think, it's like my son. He'll go, hey, Dad, I did all my homework this week. Do I get a surprise? Do I get, something extra? Can we go out to dinner? And I'm like, dude, you want me to treat you to something wonderful because you did what you're supposed to. How about you go above and beyond? Every day I do what I'm supposed to. Nobody's giving me a cookie. But I mean, we've come to the point where you don't realize that a tip is because, you brought me what I needed. You did a great job. It was timely. You were nice to us. You took the time to explain things on the menu because we thought you went above and beyond. That's why I tip. And almost, I don't think I've ever, in the past 5 years, walked out without tipping at a restaurant. Now, my tip does go down. If you screw up my order and I got to wait for it to be made all over again, and it was your fault, and then it's the cooks. Oh my gosh, this is a big topic. And then it's the cook's fault and not the waitress's fault or the male server's fault. So try to keep that in mind too. I really hate to see a food server not get a tip because the cook screwed up my dish. But if she's putting together a salad and I say no croutons, and she's loaded with croutons, she made that salad, or she approved it or brought it out. She should have known. Anyway, so let me know what you think about tipping and the people. I don't know about over in other countries. If you want to tell me, I'd love to know. Do you guys get your minimum wage and tips? Some states in America can pay as low as $2.13 an hour for a tip. People who get tips. And then that service charge. That thing better not. I'll just stop going out altogether. If you force me with a service charge, then I'm done. I'm not doing it. So that's just my opinion. All right, let's see here. Ooh, I love Kelly. She's so active in the room. Hey, Tim from another Alabama guy. Nobody's giving you a cookie because you can't eat them. Yeah, but $49, Devon, I would give it to you, and you could eat it, or that's not the point. You know what I mean? 15% was the norm back like 5-10 years ago. I don't care what your percentage is. You want to do 10%? You want to do 15%? You want to do 20%? I don't care. I've gone pretty high. I mean, when they go above and beyond, and they're taking care of you, make sure your drinks are filled and stuff. Yeah, I take care of them. No, because the restaurant takes it instead of paying the waitress. That was my other thing, Jeremy. I was just about to say that. Good point. How do you know the server's getting that? How do you know the restaurant isn't like the FDA and they just pocket the money? I think you should just pay the waitress the regular wage they deserve. Thank you. Hey, Jack, greetings from Venezuela. Huge fan. God bless Venezuela. I would avoid a service charge place if the service was worth the tip. They'll give my 35%. Wow, 35%. Dude, I'll come to your house and serve you. That's pretty good. It takes a lot to lose a tip from me. Yeah. Why there's no videos with Jack Jr. anymore? Jack Jr. was in a lot of videos over the summer. I was going to put him in the upcoming Love with Food, and he got sick. Yeah, he got ill for like 2 or 3 days, so he couldn't be in that video. He'll be in one of my Love with Food Box videos, and he's in school right now. He's doing great. He got his report card, all A's and B's. I'm so proud of him. He's the vice president of student council. He's doing great, and he goes to high school next year, and we're just getting him ready. And I'm just so proud of him. But we really wanted to concentrate on his schooling, and plus, he's playing with his friends on Xbox 360, and then he's got the new PS4. So he's all tied up. And speaking of that, by the way, here's the game I'm playing. I'm playing the new Tomb Raider. Can you see that? This is called the Definitive Edition, and she really looks like that in the game. She looks amazing in the game, and don't mean that like in a weird way. Her face and her eyes and her skin texture and the lighting, and when it's raining, the water in the lake, they took this game and they remade it, and they made it for the next generation. And this version, if you're gonna buy this, don't buy the 360, don't buy the PS3 version, buy the new version. It looks, excuse me, coffee. It looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. Not only that, but the new version has voice commands. Yep, that's right. I'll be traveling around and I'll say show map, and the map pops up. I'm like handgun, and she'll switch from her bow to a handgun. I'm like, yeah, I love this. I don't have to go into a menu, or I don't have to hit any. I just say it. So my wife walks in and she goes, hey, can you pause the game a minute? I need you. Well, it also understands the word pause. So my game paused right when she said that. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm killing the bad guy right now. It was too funny. So, great game. My older brother just finished Assassin's Creed Black Flag. He hated all the Assassin's Creed series. He wasn't a big fan. But he absolutely raves about the pirate one, the Black Flag one. He just thinks it's so good, so much better than the rest. And so I'll take it for what it is. I think I'm getting Jack Jr. Gamefly, by the way. All right, let me see what else. So that answers why Jack Jr. isn't around a lot anymore. In my honest opinion, places like Waffle House figure in 15% if you order takeout. What? Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you know this. Here in America, a lot of restaurants, if you have parties of 8 or more, they'll add on a mandatory percentage. You can, if it's horrible service, and I only recommend this if it's nightmare horrible service and you don't want to tip them, okay? And by the way, they add an 18%. I normally tip 20. So if they force the 18% on my bill, that's it. That's all you're getting. So if that's the kind of place you are, you ain't getting 20 then. You're getting the 18th on the bill. Now, if I don't like the service, you have the right to go to the manager and have it removed. That is not a law. That is not mandatory. They put it in there, and it can be removed, and I only recommend that if it's not worth the service. If it's just the worst experience you've ever had, and you just don't, you want to leave less than that. So, it can be removed. All you have to do is tell them, I want it off my bill. It's not a law. They don't have the right to force gratuity on you, ever. That's why they're trying to go to the service charge. People, just do a good product. Just do good service. Stop trying to rip off people. It irritates me. I constantly see it. Stop making things smaller. Stop degrading the quality. Charge me more. I'd rather have the quality. Thank you. All right. What do you think of Jack Jr. getting his own show? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he has it in him to keep it going. And it's really important if you're going to do your own show. Oof, I'm way over. It's really important if you're going to do a YouTube channel. Consistency, keeping it going. He just doesn't have it in him, or he'd be asking for it. My mom always told me, you know what? Because I'm like, hey, Mom, when do you tell your kid about life? Whatever it is in the world. And she says, the way to know is when they ask about it. Oh, okay. So like when Jack asked about certain topics in the world, then he was ready to know. They won't ask you a question until they're ready to know. So I feel the same way about a channel. He knows I can help him do a channel. He knows he can do a channel anytime he wants. It won't cost him anything. He can do it. But he doesn't bring it up. When he brings it up, then I'll support my son on whatever he wants to do. Wants to try piano? Sure. But there's commitment. If I'm going to help you build a channel, you have to keep it up for 1 year, and you have to release regularly. I don't care if it's 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever. But you have to commit to it if I'm going to commit to it. Just like piano or guitar. Okay, but you have to do guitar for a year. You can't stop. You have to be committed to the lessons. That's how it is. If you commit, I'll commit. That's how I was taught. It worked for me. And it has not failed me. That logic hasn't failed me yet. Okay, let's see. There's so many. Wow, look how many comments we have so far. All right, so I didn't get a chance to talk about vegetarian versus vegan. We're going to talk about that next week. What else? Wing Wars. Oh, Lou got food poisoning at one of our Wing Wars. Yeah, so be looking for that episode. A lot of Wing Wars on Jack on the Go coming. I just filmed Taco Wars. Congratulations to CPK. If you haven't seen behind the scenes, go to my Jack on the Go channel. It's a huge video behind the scenes. CPK, California Pizza Kitchen. It was mind-blowing. It's a 20-minute video, but we got to make pizzas behind the scenes. We got to see how they do everything. So I fully recommend that. If you need me, I'm always available through social media. I answer everybody. Just, friend me on Facebook. Go to Google+. Twitter. It's all over the place. So just look me up. Look up Cooking with Jack, and just sign on to one of my social media. And if you need a question answered and you want to talk to me privately, that's the place to do it. All right, you guys, I think that's it. So we're going to wrap it up. I love you. God bless. And I will see you next Sunday with my official numbers and a whole lot more.